Hello and welcome to Brodual. Today we have an update for SKSE64, as well as a new interface mod you should definitely be using in the special edition. We've seen a huge amount of comments from people saying they're waiting for SKSE before they make the big switch to the special edition. For those of you that don't know, SKSE, or the Skyrim script extender, is a tool that expands on Skyrim scripting capabilities, adding some much needed functionality to the base game. This opens the way for hundreds of new mods, some of which are the most popular Skyrim mods of all time. These include vital favourites such as SkyUI and the race menu mod. These both add insane amounts of functionality, from in-game mod menus in hundreds of other mods to an entirely new face sculpting system for when you create your character. As if people weren't already spending hours in the character creation menu. It also lets the game detect key presses, which might seem like a simple feature, but it's used in dozens of popular mods. Essentially any mod with a hotkey requires SKSE. It also allows modders to retrieve vital information from the game world almost instantly, allowing for dynamic mods like pumping iron or loot and degradation. And that's just to name a few. In the special edition, SKSE will be called SKSE64 due to the new 64-bit engine. You'll see that name thrown around a lot, especially as we get closer to March. That's because mid to late March is the current estimate date for its beta release. So as long as everything stays on track, we should be able to get our hands on it before April. Once it's fully released, we'll then have to wait on the update status for SkyUI and other mods, but so far it's looking good. The developers of SKSE released a more detailed update video that we'll link down below. You'll see him show off its current capabilities, as well as what needs to be done going forward. As I said, SKSE will pave the way for SkyUI. It'll also allow for other more complex UI mods, like the extremely popular iHUD and MoreHUD mods. These two offer features that can't exist without SKSE, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't make some improvements to the HUD without it. And with that we have SkyHUD. This new interface mod for the special edition offers some much needed improvements and customization options for your HUD. It lets you hide, scale, move or replace several parts of the HUD to your liking. It even offers an auto-hiding compass and crosshair feature too, all without the need for SKSE. The way it works is relatively simple. It adds a new text file called skyhud.txt that can be edited to change different aspects of your HUD. It can be modified and changed in the same way you'd edit your ini files in the vanilla game, something we're sure a lot of you are already familiar with. When you first install the mod, you'll get the option to choose between one of 5 presets, each one slightly tweaking the UI to give it a different feel. In these presets you'll find alternatives for several parts of the HUD. This includes a more streamlined, slimmer version of the chunky compass offered in vanilla. It still shows all of the vital information, including your shout cooldown, and we even found it made map icons stand out more than in vanilla. This one will mostly come down to personal preference, but it's definitely a nice alternative to vanilla. A similar alternative is offered for your crosshair, which can now come in a form of a dot. This makes the crosshair easier to ignore while still being useful for aiming. Our favourite new addition comes in the form of a new in-game clock. This has been done in the past for the original Skyrim, but it's nice to have it included here too so we don't have to download a separate mod. And of course, just like everything else, it can be moved around and aligned anywhere on screen. You can also change the location of your health, stamina and magicka bars so they're stacked on the left side of the screen, instead of being aligned linearly across the bottom. This can also be great for completing the Oblivion or Morrowind aesthetic we covered in our 2 nostalgia videos, since that's how those 2 games stack the bars. And finally, to complete the new look, there's an alternative ammo counter. This is a pretty big improvement over the vanilla counter in my opinion. It does away with the brackets and now uses different font sizes, colours and a fitting graphic to clearly show the information. The auto-hiding feature of this mod is handled through the use of a potion. As I said, hotkeys can't easily be assigned without SKSE, but you can work around that by assigning a hotkey to a potion, which has been scripted to toggle the compass on for about 10 seconds. The auto-hiding crosshair works automatically, meaning the crosshair will only toggle when you draw your weapon or magic. Putting all of these smaller changes together really does give the HUD a whole new feel, while also offering those vital improvements seen in iHUD and other mods. A lot of it will come down to personal preference as I said earlier, but you should definitely mess around with the customization options to mould it to your liking. SkyHUD is still in beta and the author plans to continue to update the mod going forward, potentially even utilising SKSE64 once it's fully released. Whatever the case, it looks like the special edition's full potential is just around the corner. We'll keep you updated as SKSE64's development progresses. If you're waiting for a particular mod before you'll make the switch, then be sure to let us know what it is down below. As always, be sure to support mod authors in any way possible. That's all for this video, be sure to check out g2a.com and thanks for watching.